all of them are born. No 2-month-old newborn crawls into this country. What do you want them to do? They can't go to school, they can't do anything else. So what do you do with these babies? You take them and throw them into the river? Mothers, young mothers, so we're talking about mothers who have children on the wedlock, etc., because of the stigma and stuff, were flushing babies down the toilet. The impact on foundlings is devastating. Devastating. Refugees, by definition, seek refuge. They come, they have passports, usually, and they are fleeing their country because of war, conflict, persecution, etc., etc. But they come from other countries, their own countries, to another country to flee violence. So that's one. And you know, obviously they have to be registered with UNHCR to be recognized as refugees. So let's be clear on that category, yeah? Then you have migrants. Migrants too have passports. They come from other countries for different reasons, but mostly it's because they seek a better life through jobs, right? And they become undocumented or overstay their visa when something happens in this country. Sometimes it's the employer, sometimes it's something else. But they have passports or visas that may or may not expire. Then we're talking about stateless. So there are different categories of statelessness. What you saw in the movie, Abang, he is a foundling. So foundling are abandoned infants who have not been documented, who we don't know who their parents are. They have no legal identity because we don't know who their parents are, and they are left in this country. They're most probably born in this country. In fact, all of them are born. No 2-month-old newborn crawls into this country. Okay? So let's be clear. For all intents and purposes, foundlings are Malaysians. In any way, shape or form, we don't know who their parents are, we can't determine. They have no legal identity and they have no documents. So Abang is a foundling. And then there's so many other categories which the rest are also qualified to answer. I want to talk about foundling because that's my area and that's what I do for the last, I just done for the last 18 years is pick up babies. And what happens to them, the impact on foundlings is devastating. Devastating. You have no legal identity and you can't even apply for a birth certificate if you're found by an NGO. If you're found by JKM, World Social Welfare, yeah, more chances are you get a birth cert, but we know a birth cert doesn't equal to citizenship, yeah? And even JKM officers have a hard time applying for citizenship through the Ministry of Home Affairs. So that's one. If you are a baby found by an NGO or picked up by someone who's a good Samaritan, you're going to have a hard time getting a birth cert, let alone apply for citizenship. That's one. So that's your first line of protection. When you don't have a legal identity, we don't know where you belong to. Who do you belong to? Okay? Then, of course, when you don't have citizenship, you can't go to school. You can't have access to health services because you can't work. You can't have a bank account. You can't leave the country. The assumption that stateless people, foundlings, are foreigners is a complete myth. Almost all the categories of childhood statelessness, and I'm only focusing on childhood statelessness and foundlings, are born in this country. They never left. There is no national security threat. Because when you say it's a national security threat, the assumption is that they are outside the country coming in. They're not. Many of the children are abandoned. So who is supposed to take care of them when they have no parents? You cannot other them because they have no life. It's not a matter of survival. What do you want them to do? They can't go to school, they can't do anything else. So what do you do with these babies? We take them and throw them into the river? Because that was at one point what was happening. People, mothers, young mothers, so we're talking about mothers who have children born in wedlock, etc., because of the stigma and stuff, were flushing babies down the toilet. I had to get mothers, people in the community, and wrote notes and said, please don't kill your babies. I will pick them out. So I did.